look like a Frodo or something.
Especially look at the dude's dad, because, that could be.
But, I mean, we're getting off the
I'm sorry, you're right, you're right. We need to focus on what's important.
Yeah, like if you've been dating for a couple of months and you haven't met the mom, you're not the girlfriend.
Yeah. You don't know any of his family, any of his friends, if you don't know what he does for a living, if you don't know his middle name, or the fact that you maybe don't even know that he has a middle name,
or his real name, if you've been going out with Tito or Chuito or something like that,
ese muchacho, you know what I mean?
That's G from around the way, then you don't know his real name. Perhaps maybe you're not the girlfriend.
Yeah, and maybe you should find out a dude's name before you sleep with him. Unless you don't care about ever seeing him again. That's all I'm saying.
Unless you want to continue calling every guy God, oh God.
Oh, wow, that was kind of hardcore.
I mean, either one. I mean, I don't care,
Yeah, so
if you don't know his real name,
yeah.
If you haven't met his mom, if the only dates you have is at nighttime.
Yeah, ladies, if it's only at night, or if he only calls you when he's getting off work.
Yeah.
That's not cool. That's not cool. You know what? Another thing I was just thinking about, that in addition to the He's Not That Into You book, the other book ladies need to keep like as the co-reference manual is the the one by Patty Stanger. What's it called? Be Your Own Matchmaker.
Yes.
Because she has some good tips in there, and she goes into specifics about the days of the week that a guy takes you out and what they mean. And then when you think back on them, you realize that she's 110% correct.
Yeah.
But yeah, ladies and guys too. I've known guys that have had that they go out with a girl. It's like they'll invite her out and she's always busy. Always. Or she's always had. I knew a guy one time that claimed he had a girlfriend, and the girl always had family events, right? And would never invite him. And when I would ask him why
you're not the man,
right? And this is the thing, he was like madly in love with this girl, the way that he was talking about her. And when I would ask, why aren't you at this, so and so barbecue, for example, or anything like that, his answer was that she said, well, I have a lot of overprotective brothers, and I'm not sure they're ready to meet you. And I told him, as a woman with 3 brothers who are very overprotective, I told him that was a bunch of crap.
It is.
Because if she cares about, if you are her man, her brothers know who you are. Why? Because if you screw up, they know whose ass to kick.
Exactly.
Pretty much.
But honestly, I don't want to look after the guys, because the guys, I think nowadays have too much over us. I want to look after the ladies here.
Yeah. Because guys, I mean, they don't really have that problem as all. And really, the dude that I'm talking about, he was kind of ugly. So I think that's probably why he had that problem. Wasn't like the most attractive joint.
No, but he probably was attractive in other areas. That's what she's trying to keep him
I
on.
doubt that. He was
Did
short.
you try it?
No, but he was short.
You know what they say about that short guy?
And he had little hands and feet.
Wow.
So, no.
A moment of silence for his balls.
It's assuming he had any. Obviously he did, because he had a girl leading him around like a nizza. So anyway, she had him by the balls. That's why he ain't got him no more. But yeah, people just keep that in mind when you're dating.
That's disgusting what I just said.
It's just important, men and women, to keep these things in mind. And if you're thinking about your situation and you realize that maybe you're in a situation, kick them to the curb.
Yeah, and if you have to think about it, then perhaps you're not the girlfriend.
Yeah, not perhaps.
Yeah, no.
If you realize that's the truth, you're not the girlfriend.
Now, this weekend we also had a very interesting weekend, because we also went to Signatures to Mei Grand Opening.
Yes, at Front and Gerard.
And of course we had to do the girl talk thing, and we're gonna have a show coming up talking about things that you learn while dating a firefighter.
Oh yeah.
And things that you date, or that once you get married to them, if you get to that point.
And that Shar and I are experts, because
we're not experts.
I'm sorry. We're well versed in the area, because
well versed.
Not because
we didn't do a whole freaking platoon or anything.
No,
we dated firefighters.
She dated one firefighter. I dated one firefighter.
Exactly.
They just happen to both know each other
and be assholes.
At around the same time. So.
And whoever's looking at this, if they know them, you can go back and tell them I don't care.
I really don't care because they probably still love us anyway. So
I can't blame them though.
I mean, that's why they keep calling and emailing and texting
and referring clients
for which I get paid.
Amen. So, but we also learned, or we talked about the relationships and how you tolerate certain things like infidelities while in a relationship. And one thing I learned, and you guys can sound off on this if you like, is the whole cheating thing. We had that first show where I talked about that I would make a penis shake if I find my man cheating on me.
Wouldn't reference the Tyler Woods method. Yeah.
Perhaps, yes, Raquel. Maybe that might be a little bit too much, because then I learned a different perspective on things, that if a man is a good man and he made this one mistake, there's perhaps a light at the end of the tunnel.
Okay, let's pause right there. That is true, but let's keep that in the perspective of, it's one thing to make a mistake if you're with a guy 10, 15 years and he makes a mistake. If y'all just start going out 2 weeks ago and you catch him, that's not something that you need to be. If he's doing all of this, balls deep in somebody else, that's not something that needs to be, I think, even considered. You need to cut that off.
You said balls deep.
It's a 4-week relationship and a few years long relationship is not the same thing. There's different things at stake. You can cut a dude off after 4 weeks. If you can't, you in trouble, girl.
You said balls deep.
You mean balls deep in some other chick after you started dating him 4 weeks ago? Cut him off.
I just got a visual of somebody being.
You never heard that expression? Balls deep in somebody else? Wow. You surprise me like every day.
Somebody he really hit it last night. He was balls deep in it.
Balls deep up in that. We're not trying to be vulgar. It's just sometimes I don't realize until after I say it that Charlotte hasn't heard of a lot of different things.
I know. But
we've had a lot of those experiences where she has to ask for clarification on words.
Oh my God, one time, right?
Speaking of which, the first time.
Let me tell you this is funny. Oh, yeah, don't choke on that.
Sorry.
One time, right, I was breaking up with this dude, and
on the phone.
And apparently I pissed him off.
Yeah, because you were breaking up with him over the phone.
So he starts
figuring that shit, right? Getting dunked on the phone and being pissed off. But go ahead.
Well, he deserved it. He deserved it.
He was a dick.
And he starts cursing me out and going off on me, alright? So I know, based on the tone, that something bad was said, right? So I said my piece or whatever. And
well, wait. Say the word that he said.
No, I can't say that.
It's the C word. It was the C word.
It's the C word and ends with a T. Yeah,
yes.
There you go. So I'm like, what? What the hell does that mean, right? I did not know what this meant. And you will think this was like when I was 16. No, people, this was like 2 years ago. So I call Raquel, right? And I'm like, yo, it's serious as a heart attack. Rock, he's pissed off at me. He starts cursing me out, right? What does this word mean? She's like,
what? That's exactly what I said. I'm like, what? What do you mean?
I'm like, what? That's not good, right?
This is exactly how the conversation went, people. This is not a joke. And I'm like, Char, he called you a cunt. It was like kind of like this. She was chuckling and then silent because she was actually waiting for the explanation. And I said, okay, that's not a good thing to be called by anybody, by a man or a woman.
But the thing about it is, like, who the hell calls a woman a cunt? Like,
a jerk off. That's who does that.
And I was like, damn, that's hard.
That was hardcore. But then at this point, she had already hung up with him, so it's not like she could come back at him.
No. And it's like, I mean,
it was on speakerphone. I could have been like, yo.
And then yeah, right? Like, that's fighting words. But the funny thing is, like, she's like, you need to get a restraining order against this mama. Like, for real, you think so?
Right. And then, it ends up later that our group nickname for him starts with Psycho.
He is psychotic, though.